Hey guys, Coach Chin here. We're going to talk to you about how to do a proper wall ball session. So the season's coming upon us. We got a few months to get ready for it. The last place that you want to work on your skills, your throwing, your catching, your cradling, just your basic skills, is at practice, because you're basically doing a disservice to your teammates if you're not taking time on your own to work on just your fundamental skills. So we got a few months left before the season starts, and I got Jacob out here, and we're going to demonstrate how to do what we call a power wall ball session. That's where you're very deliberate about working on your skills. So some things that you're going to want when you come out for a power wall ball session is you're going to have, obviously, your gloves. We're going to have our stick. We're not just going to bring one ball. We're going to bring a few balls with us so that you're not chasing balls the whole time. And you want a good spot where you have a decent wall. You don't have too many storm drains around you to suck up your balls. We actually got one behind us. We're putting a bucket in front of it to stop some of them. And we got a cage behind us, or a fence. So we got a perfect little spot here to do a good wall ball session. And when we're doing wall ball, you got a few rules. Number one, you're not just throwing against the wall. You want to pick a spot and be very deliberate about hitting a certain spot, so you're aiming the whole time you're playing. Number two, you want to move your hips around a little bit, so you're not standing flat-footed, because in a game you don't stand flat-footed. You want to simulate gameplay. So you're on your toes, you're in a good triple threat stance, as if you had to take off sprinting at any given moment. That's how your feet kind of want to be set. And then the last thing is you want to work on different hand positions. So you're not just throwing from your shoulder, right and left-handed, but you're also kind of throwing sidearm. You're going low to highs. You're changing it up a little bit, because you're not always throwing that way when you're in gameplay. So we're going to demonstrate how to put a pretty decent wall ball session together. And if you're going to do this and you want to do it right, bring some music with you, have some fun doing it, and then do the reps, do proper reps. Get ready for the season. Do not show up at practice and do a disservice to your teammates and not throw and catch. So if you want to rate yourself, you want to get yourself to a level 5 as far as throwing and catching goes. So 1 being your teammates cannot rely on you and they have zero confidence throwing the ball to you. We know who we are. If you can't throw and catch, then there's no reason the coach is going to want to put you in the game, especially to basically lose possession and cause turnovers and everything, because that's all you're going to be doing on offense. So if you have a level 1 being zero confidence in your throwing and catching abilities, meaning if you're coming out of a scrum and you got the ground ball, how confident are your teammates going to be in you getting that to them in their box area on a transition play or during on offensive play? A 5 is your teammates have 100% confidence in you that you're going to get it there every single time. And you don't want to fool yourself or lie to yourself about where you are on that scale. So I can tell you, for those of you that know me, I'd rate myself maybe a high 3, maybe a 4 at the very highest for me. So if you want to use that as a benchmark, then rate yourself. We've got to get ourselves to 4+ on that scale. 5 is you never drop the ball and you're always crisp on your throws, which isn't realistic. So you want to get as close to a 5 as you possibly can. And this drill right here that we're going to do is probably, there's a few things that add the most to your game. It's kind of the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. 20% of the activities you can do are going to create 80% of your results. And this is one of those 20% activities that are high impact for you as far as getting reps in and drilling. So I'm going to switch it over now. We're going to go to Buckman, and I'm going to kind of narrate on what we're doing here. Okay, so we got Buckman. We're going to start off just going right-handed. He's in a good athletic position, triple threat position here, just like you would in a game. You're on the balls of your feet. You're not on your heels flat-footed. And you're not, as you notice, he's not squared up against the wall. So he's actually got his left shoulder to the wall, and his chest only squares up with the wall at the end of his throw. Okay, so now we're going to go left-handed, and we're doing 50 reps on each one of these movements here. Again, on the balls of his feet. It's good athletic position, triple threat position. Coming over our shoulder, left hand. 50 reps each side. Okay, the best way to work on your offhand and even your strong hand here is we're going to go one-handed, 50 each side. All right, now we're going to go 50 left-handed, single hand. Again, we're finding the same spot on the wall. Okay, now we're going to go quick stick it And when you're doing these guys outside of the quick stick, you know, right here we're not even cradling, but when you are doing the catch cradle, you're not going to cradle more than one time. You want to practice your quick releases. So the ball's in, you do a quick cradle, and then you release it. You get rid of it. And the distance we are about from the wall is about 12 feet here. So if you want to take 2 deep holes, length to length, then that's how far we are from the wall. Okay, we're doing some left-hand quick stick. $50 reps. All right, then we can go sidearm right hand. 50 reps. Okay, then we're going sidearm left-handed. $50 reps. All right, so we're going right hand low to high. 50 reps. Okay, so we're doing left hand low to high. And if there's a skill that you don't know, this is a good time to kind of just work it out. This is why we bring extra balls. So left hand low to high. And just work the bugs out. Take your time. You got to mirror your other hand sometimes and then switch back and forth to kind of get a feel for what your top and bottom hands are supposed to do, how your hips are supposed to rotate. So you get 50 reps in. If they're slow reps, you get them in. And they just become easier and easier. Okay, so now we're going to move around a little bit. He's going to do 50 reps where he's changing his hip position. Right now he's moving. He's throwing across his body as he's going to his right, and then when he goes the other direction, he's throwing against his body. And we're going to do 50 reps like this. So your heart rate's going to get up there a little bit. You're staying on your toes, athletic position. And then we're going to switch it up to the left hand. He's going to throw across his body one way and then the other way. He's throwing against his body, but his hips are changing positions the whole time, and you're catching it in a different spot. It's not coming right to your box area every time, so you got to react a little bit quicker. Okay, last thing we're going to do is work on our transition from left and right hand off of a throw and catch. So this is where we're getting our stick skills a little bit better here. So he's catching and throwing with each hand and then switching to the other one. So you throw right, catch right, switch over. You're bringing the stick across your face. So your top hand is essentially going from ear to ear, or your head's going from ear to ear. Just bring it right across your face. And you're keeping it tight to your body, so you're not leaving it out there for a trail check. And you're throwing and catching one hand, bring it over. All right, now we're going to increase the difficulty factor just a little bit, and we're going to do 50 reps where you're throwing with one hand, you're bringing the stick over to your other hand, catching it with your other hand. So you have to bring it over on the throw. 50 reps. And then if you want to really get more advanced, then you're going to quick stick it each time. There we go. Hit a stopwatch. We're going to do our speed test here. This is your basic skills test. It's throwing and catching with both hands. We're going to track how fast you can do 50 reps. And your benchmark is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You got to get this done in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So set the clock or your stopwatch. Do 50 reps where you're throwing and catching with one hand. You're bringing the stick across your face from ear to ear, and then doing it again from the other side. So left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. 50 total reps, 1 minute and 30 seconds.